Hey guys, welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. I got my good mates with me here as well, Shane and Bubba. What's going on? We had a good laugh in the green room. How are you, Shane?
Well, Bubba's Amish, half Amish. He doesn't have power, so he's broadcasting from a parking lot somewhere.
Wait, that's a good question. Do you think the Amish have podcasts? Would they have podcasts, the Amish?
No.
Allowed to?
No.
At all? Like there wouldn't be one rogue Amish?
Electricity. Mark, when you come to Pennsylvania, I'll take you out to Central Pennsylvania, and you'll see my neighbors where I grew up near Ambrose, and they're all Amish. And
no power.
There wouldn't be like one rogue Amish that. By the way, if any Amish listeners out there, if you are listening because you do have power somehow,
they hide.
A great podcast name, Rogue Amish Podcast, where you just go off grid and you just start a podcast.
That's what I should do. I should dress up as an Amishman and just talk about Steelers stuff.
Yeah. Well, I reckon there'll be someone out there from the Amish. But speaking of the Amish, Bubba, what's going on, mate?
Oh, well, from the Amish land here, I got no power. Power's been out on my show. Me and Shane did a show. It was awesome, so I had to do it by flashlight. So I'm out in my driveway in my car because I love Steelers Nation Australia so much that I'm dedicated to come on the show and by any means necessary. So it is very, very dark out here in my neighborhood. Like it's a little scary.
Bubba needs a night light.
It's dedication to the craft, the Steeler Nation, and everything Steelers, man. So let's jump right into it real quick and fast. I want to talk about another top five. And last week talked about top five players who are going to help us win the Super Bowl. And we had some crazy answers from Shane, so I expect them again today. And I haven't told you guys this because I'm never going to tell you the question because it's always fun to tell you the question on the show live as I'm recording. And the top five today, I've been thinking about this because training camp's coming up. Right, and this is going to be top five players that you want to see play football in training camp. That you want to see, that your personal because you guys are going to training camp, right? This summer.
Yeah, yep. So, more than once.
So you guys are going there. You'll be reporting. You'll be taking videos. You'll be talking to fans. You'll be doing everything Steelers over that way. So this is your top five and rating 5 to 1 players who you want to see the most. For me, it's like, with articles and video, but who you want to see the most play football. And I'm going to go around the room. We'll start with Shane first. Who's your top 5 player?
Oh, man. I would have to say Beanie Bishop. I know.
I knew you were going to say that.
I figured I'd take that one early because save some good ones for you fellas. But Beanie's just so – I want to see – how he competes at that level because I saw him in the Big 12 and I watched some videos when he was in the conference with Penn State and all those bumps. But I want to see him compete at the highest level. I want to see how he matches up with those bodies that the Steelers have. So that's my pick for number 5.
I like that. I thought you were going to go there too because you're the West Virginia Mountaineers and what's your new show as well? Do you want to plug your new show while we're here?
Yeah, I got to get some videos out for that new show. I'm still doing the Voice of College Football.
You'll get it. So what is it? West
Voice of College Football, West Virginia. So Thursday night, we're going to talk about Pitt, Penn State, West Virginia rivalry stuff, and then Friday we're going to have a show, and we're going to talk about how well West Virginia is doing a hell of a job recruiting. And I think it's because they have stability at the coaching for the coach, and they're getting guys like it's like a cat, down the street that might be able to pull a 6 or 8 on a date, and he comes home with an 8 or a 9. You're like, what happened? And that's what I'm thinking.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I love it's like when your mates do that in your friend group, and I was probably one of those guys. Like, well, I would have brought home an 8, and the mates were like, "How'd you get that?" I'm like, I don't know, it just happened.
Yeah. It's luck because we used to do that, and then back in the days when we would, we were single, and we were shagging, it was the glory days.
Wait a minute. Do I play the music for that?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Shout out to NSMC 99. I wish I clipped that in the original video in the black and gold room because that was some funny stuff. Yeah. All righty, Bubba. What about your guy? Top 5. Who are you most looking forward to seeing in training camp?
I want to see number 5, Corey Trice. I want to see him return.
True.
I want to see how he plays. I want to see how he overcomes his injury, and can he produce for the Steelers? That's my number 5 pick.
I will say there's been a lot of hype around this name, Corey Trice, hasn't there? For a guy that hasn't played yet, there's been so much overall hype and speculation for a guy that hasn't played. Not saying that he can't play. I'm just saying the build-up is tremendous, maybe even bigger than Calvin Austin III, from what we've seen. So, you think you'd be able to get like an interview with him if you waved him down at camp when you guys go there?
I'm going to have a big marker and say, Trice is nice.
Yeah.
We'll see. Hopefully I don't get escorted off, but I do a lot of crazy stuff when it comes to trying to get Steelers, though. So we'll see.
He's definitely one to watch, though. Would you agree with that, Shane, being top 5?
Yeah, I could see him in the top 5, but I have I don't know. I could see him in top 7.
Yeah, he's definitely a name that keeps getting spit out there all the time. My 5 is going to be a bit different because I went with Russell Wilson for number 1 for the Super Bowl. I'm going to go Russell Wilson number 5 for me. I want to put him in there somewhere, but I just want to see him play. Like I saw him play with the highlights today, working out with DK Metcalf, and no, I don't think he's going to be traded away. I made a video about it, but if it did if we got Metcalf, that'd be insane. My number 5 is Russell Wilson. Just being a Pittsburgh Steeler and in training camp, and when you guys see him throw the football, that's going to be wild to me because he was a Seahawk, won a Super Bowl with them. There's Denver. I want to see him play football. He looks fit enough to me. I think Russell Wilson's going to be key for this season. I think he's going to be a bounce back year and get his career on the right, the right lane. All right, number 4. Who's your top 4 player who you want to see the most?
Well, I'm on the Rolodex here. Hey, why don't you have some of that smooth jams, Dust? Turn it down nice and low. Yeah, so you never go wrong with any of the Wilsons. Not footballs, but Peyton, Roman, or Russell. But I'm gonna have to go with Roman Wilson.
Wilson.
He's just a quick twitch guy. I like to see, he catches everything that's thrown at him. You sneeze, he can catch it. So I think I'd like to see him at summer camp.
I just like this music. It's getting.
I don't know why, but this music does. And shout out to McCracken Music. This music does suit Shane to a T.
Yeah.
My head's bobbing if you could see it, but I'm not on camera, and it just be bopping back and forth.
It just. What is it about this music, Shane, that you just this groove to?
It's just like I'd have it on all day. Go to the bathroom.
It's like elevator music, like you're in an elevator.
Washing your pits. Yeah. Washing your car, brushing your teeth, cranking one out. It's all good with this music.
Oh my god!
All right, I'm gonna play that every time for your answer. I don't even know who you picked, to be honest. You said Roman Wilson.
No, Roman Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that answer. Good answer. Oh, right. Bubba, what about your number 4?
Well, it seems like I'm bringing people from the MASH 4077 unit. So I said Trice number 5, number 4. If he returns, I don't know how big of an impact, but just him returning onto the field will be Cole Holcomb.
Yeah, there's reports out there that he won't be ready for game 1 though, but that's pretty big as well. I like that.
Yeah, just him getting on the field and just like taking some pass coverages, as a linebacker covering a tight end or something. Just him getting on the field will be huge.
Yeah, definitely. He went for a really, really crazy injury. I think some fans, not everyone, but some fans just forget that their players are humans. And he snapped his leg completely, not in half, but he tore something. He did some really bad things to his leg.
Yeah,
that's another good. You got so far 2 players that have been injured.
I know. I feel like it's a hospital unit. I'm trying to do here. I don't know.
Yeah, trying to get him back in there. All right, my number 4. I've went with off the top of my head Zach Frazier. I think he's going to be awesome to watch. I think he's going to be, trying to. He should. Shane, he should win the starting position, right? You know him from WVU. He has to win, right?
Yeah,
so he's got to win.
There's nobody better. Who else you gonna? There's not that there's nobody better, but he's a stud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going to have him play.
So he's going to win the position. He'll be the center star. Because if they started Kendrick Green a few years ago, sure, they can start the guy who can play center. And there's a wrestling, god as well. Young bloke, humble. Feels like he's going to. I think he's going to be fun to watch in highlights and see reports about him. I'm keen for that. But what I'm even more keen for is this next answer during this time. Number 3, Shane. Number 3.
All right, you got 3 Watts to pick from, but I'm not picking any of the Watts. I'm picking a Queen.
Yeah, right. What's that?
Yep. I'm picking
Queen.
What's that?
Oh, Patrick Queen.
Patrick McQueen. Patrick Queen. That is right. I'm not picking the 3 Watts. I'm not picking the 3 Watts this time. I'm picking Patrick Queen. And
we only have.
I just want to see.
Shane, we only have 1 Watt now. We only have 1 Watt now. We only have 1.
I know. But listen, we had a lot of Watts before on the Steelers roster. Now we just have 1. But guys, seriously, this guy has great. I'll tell you what, he could talk a little bit of smack. They give him heat. He goes out and waters his lawn. They said the grass is green. He waters his lawn. I love this guy. Number 3.
Holy dude. I just love the fact that he just turned into a different person. Like I put that music on and he just laid back, Larry, ready to go. Yeah, just ready to jam. I like that answer too. I think Queen's going to be cool to see in training camp. I think he's going to put himself out there to be the guy next to Roberts. I think middle linebackers improved quite a lot. And then he's taking over what Holcomb was doing, so I like that. What about yours, Bubba? Your number 3 person you're looking forward to seeing training camp?
Well, my number 3 person, I'm going to go with the guy we signed in the offseason, Mr. Van Jefferson.
True.
I want to see how he plays with the quarterback, which will be Wilson throwing him the ball. I want to see how he gets in to make an impact in that receiving core. So hopefully maybe he could be the number 2. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm going to feed off that one there because I like that answer with the receivers, right? Good answer. I'm going to feed into. I think Pickens has been not talked about enough in this offseason. Really, we're all fixated on receiver 2, but my number 3 is going to be Pickens, and there's a reason why for my number 4. But I'm keen to see what he does in training camp because he's obviously bigger, faster, stronger again, and his connection with Wilson should hopefully be insane. They're talking about receiver 2, but get the ball to receiver number 1. That is Pickens. My guy is George Pickens. Are you guys keen to see him in camp? Like he's 6 foot something else, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's last year he was great in camp, pulling one-handed catches. And I just read today actually that they're looking to see him getting over almost 1,300 yards.
Yep.
I posted it on the Dynasty Podcast. Yeah.
He's
great.
He's also his catch percentage is pretty good too. I think he's when he's going against contested catches, he's pretty high. He just didn't have the right quarterback or the right system the last few years, really. He's up there.
No, he did not. We won't even name his name because we have to play the music because we just eased him right out of Pittsburgh.
Gornskis. You talking about both of them, the coach and the quarterback?
Oh yeah, we eased it right out.
All right. And speaking of that, we're moving into number 2, and this is the time that we bring up Shane. And Shane's, I'll just play. Here we go.
All right, Pat Fryermuth. Let's hear you get a little bit of loving from Mark and company. So Pat should see a lot of balls come his way, if you know what I mean. Hopefully it'll come from Russell Wilson. That would be good. So
it's like you're like I don't know, a DJ in the 80s, and like what 11:40 p.m. at night time. Anyone there listening and they're driving a long road towards here I am. I'm Shane. I love
listeners. Here you go.
Dr. Johnny Fever.
Delicious. This is delicious. Have a great night.
Oh man, okay. Oh man, that's so good. Shout out to McCracken Music, fantastic. We're having so much fun with it. I hope you are too.
Good
what
stuff.
What was your answer again? Muth. All you want to see Muth camp.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that just because you want to see him catch footballs, or Man,
I want to see him in action because it's always.
I think he's going to have a big year.
He's going to have a big year, and I want to see exactly. Is it going to be a big year or is it going to be a good year? Because you can tell. You can tell just from a few.
You think training camp sets it up for the season? Like, if you have a good
I
training
really
camp,
do.
he's good shape to go.
You can see where you're at physically. That's the way I think of it. For example, we were on our previous podcast we did. We talked about a previous Steeler from the golden era, and he knew when it was time to hang it up because of a story he told.
Yep.
So I think in training camp, these guys know, like, okay, I got a year, I got 2 years, and my number one, we'll tie it up with Bo if anybody else doesn't pick them, but that's my number two, Pat.
I like you always treat it like a draft. I like that. Maybe we should do that where we can't pick any other player, which we haven't yet. But also the previous podcast you're talking about was the Steelers Dynasty Podcast that you guys run with Bubba and Shane. There is a awesome podcast. I have so much fun on there. This is why you fellas are on here, because you just never know what's going to happen. And when you bring Shane to any podcast, you just don't know. you don't know what's going to happen.
Well, you keep playing that music. I'm just taking my clothes off.
You know it's going to happen.
Yeah. I play that music when I got to get a tank full of gas for my car. Seriously.
All righty, Bubba. So what about your number 4? Oh, sorry, your number
3.
Two. Wait.
Number 2.
Two.
Yes. 2. Sorry, I'm in the dark here. No power. Let's just say you said Russell Wilson. You want to see him. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to go the other way. I want to see how Justin Fields is as a Steeler on the field, and see how he interacts with the receiving core, see how he interacts when maybe a bad throw or something like that, and see how he fits into the Steelers system in this training camp season. So I'm going with Justin Fields.
You know what's kind of awesome too? Because you guys are going there in person, you'll see everything. You'll see they talk about his demeanor in the locker room. I thought that was absolute fucking bullshit. Because his demeanor wasn't that high and happy, that they're not happy to be there. But you will see his overall football demeanor throughout the 3 or 4 hours you're there. Who's he chatting to? Is he having fun? Is he doing this? Is he missing throws? Is he frustrated? You'll see parts of that too. So that's a good one, because I think we all kind of know it's going to be Russell Wilson to start. And then Tom will start with him, and then if it fails, then he'll move to Fields the next minute.
Except for Shane, who thinks Russell Wilson's done in the second game of the season.
Yeah, and that Shane, who was it? Fields was your MVP.
No. Russell Wilson is going to get sodomized by Bigfoot, and then the third game's going to get abducted by aliens. That's how we get Fields on the plate.
It could happen. No, but I like that, because everyone's really focused on Russell Wilson. But yeah, how does he react to, being number 2 from being a number 1 quarterback for many years? So that's a good one. And then you guys are going to see him too in person, which is going to be awesome.
Oh yeah.
My number 2 is going to back off what Pickens was last year. Mine's JPJ. I'm super keen to see JPJ stand up Pickens this year. Pickens last year got JPJ on that one thing, and then JPJ was like all over the internet, and then he got like absolutely roused, right? I'm keen to see JPJ this year on Pickens. Now, they're teammates, but everyone knows how humans are very competitive. I guarantee you those two blokes are like want to beat each other as much as they can on the route and get the upper hand, even though they're teammates. I guarantee you that JPJ going this year is like, you know what, Pickens, you're not going to get one on me this year. I'm going to take advantage and get as many picks as I can. So I'm keen to see JPJ in training camp, and I think he's going to have a really massive year, locking down one side and making everyone go.
I bet he gets a Pro Bowl. I bet he gets in a Pro Bowl this year. I say it on your show right now. Pro Bowl pick. Yep. He's got
a full year, full off-season training camp, second year. Great talented player. He played fantastic last year. All righty, and we're going to go into number one. Number one. We have Shane here.
I was going to pick the punter because he looks like Brian Burns, but no, I'm not going to go in that direction. I'm going to talk about Cam.
Who would be your number one, Shane?
Cam Hayward. Because I want to see if he comes out with a walker or if he comes out with a can of whoop ass. We'll see what happens.
You might come out with both. You never know. You might come out with a walk and a whoop ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, that was a very quick answer for the music, so we'll cut that. Now we'll play. You know what we'll do at the end of the show? We'll wrap up with Shane's final thoughts with this music. All righty. Bubba, what about your last one? Because I like that too. Cameron Hayward is pretty big.
Yeah, that's a good pick. But I want to see how someone who didn't get a contract will play in training camp when he runs people over, because he's definitely got something to prove. So the Oklahoma drills, if nobody wraps him up, he's going to run all over him. So I'm taking Najee Harris in training camp, number 1 pick.
I didn't even think about that at all, because he is fighting for a contract, fighting for.
He's going to be pissed
Steelers.
off. He's going to go in there.
Yeah,
he's going to.
will be pissed off.
And I like to see that tenacity, because he didn't get it, because they didn't give it to him. So he's going to have to show him. And I always feel that he's going to have a big year anyway, like last year. But our line is upgraded, so I will see him with a big year, because I see him with 12. I see him with 1,200 yards anyway. That's what I see. So.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, I'm going to finalize the show. I've got 2 I'm thinking about here. I'm thinking. It's so hard. Okay, if I was going in person, right? I'm going to put it this way. I think I want to see the middle linebacker Peyton Wilson. I think I want to see him, because there's so much stuff around his injury that's like he can't play. It's like I'm too slow. I'm injured. I've got no. What's he got? No hamstrings or something like that. No calves.
ACL or something.
Or no ACLs or whatever he's got. He's not. And that was like 2 years after his it happened. Then 2 years he played for his career, and he's not worried about it. So I want to see him go out there, run around crazy, and when we see backers on backers, I think he'll be hitting someone hard. Like Warren's going to try and run. Najee versus Peyton Wilson or Najee versus Queen will be fantastic. So I'm keen to see, I think, Wilson, the middle linebacker, just get over, because how many times do you think he'll be asked about his injury? Every day.
Well, hey, turn the music on. I have something to say about Mr. Wilson.
All right, with a special announcement from Shane here.
Peyton Wilson. He's like one of those one-legged dogs that doesn't know that he lost the other leg. He's still humping and running and chasing those cars. So, if you want to see Mr. Wilson, come to Steelers training camp.
Oh my goodness! Oh my! It's just
that's a soundbite right there, brother.
Uncanny. Yeah, we should send that to Wilson. He might like that. All right, let's do a bit of a wrap up. So I'm going to do around the room. So I went, Shane, you went Beanie Bishop, Roman Wilson, Queen, Muth, and Cameron Hayward. So Beanie Bishop, the cornerback for
I want to see him.
West Virginia. Roman Wilson, the receiver. I think he's going to carve his role out for maybe receiver 2 or 3. Queen, the new guy. I think we talk about him so much, you just forget about him being a Raven, but he's pissed off the Raven. That he's so angry against them.
He is a Steeler. He's a Steeler now, as far as when he did that grass bit.
Yeah. I've got that here. This is the one. Where was he? He's here he is.
That's money.
More on the grass and wearing slides and socks and hat backwards and chilling out.
That's a big FU, Baltimore. That's what that is.
Yeah. He's fighting all kinds of Baltimore fans and even former players too. He's just like, just shut up. I'm here in the better team. And then you went with Muth as well, because if you think he's physically fit and ready to go.
I just want to see him catch some more balls this year. I mean, he was underutilized the past few seasons. I want to see him get some love.
100%. We'll speak about love for the end of the segment. Then you went with Cameron Hayward too, and of course you said, is he going to be in a walker or is he going to come there fired up? So I like your bit of mentality there. That was pretty awesome. Then Bubba, you had Corey Trice, Cole Holcomb, Van Jefferson, Justin Fields, and Najee. And with Corey Trice, I think he said it was because of the injury stuff last year. Cole Holcomb, too, they haven't played just yet. Van Jefferson, can he carve out the receiver too? Working with Russell Wilson, kind of awesome.
That's correct.
Then you went a bit of a sidekick here around the corner. Justin Fields. And what was your reason again around Justin Fields?
Well, my reason for Justin Fields is I want to see, because we always got to have a great backup, and I just want to see how he interacts being a Steeler. If he's, jovial on the sidelines and joking around with players, I'll be looking for that, because I try to have a keen eye. But if he's just sitting off to himself and not talking to nobody, then that's a bad sign, I think. If he's throwing, balls with the guys and he's interacting and he's laughing, and you can tell on the sidelines when you watch it at Chuck Noll Stadium, you can see it. So I just want to see how maybe they get these. There's going to be some packages with him, running the ball out of the quarterback position. So I just want to see how that goes in training camp. So.
Yeah, and of course a lot of the beat writers are going to write this quarterback competition, but maybe we should be focusing on what is happening in what is how is he how is he linking up with receivers, stuff like that. Can he take on the role of quarterback number 2 and work from there? And is he using in the red zone package and stuff like that? Then you went with another one too, which is another good idea is Najee Harris, because he's pissed off. We assume he's pissed off because of the contract, even for the Steelers, and also wants to make himself known, and all the NFL writers out there are, always discounting him. So Najee is a big one for me to also see too. And I went with, my 5 was Russell Wilson. I just want to see the guy throw. I think it's crazy that we still have him as a quarterback. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback if he gets some things going his way. Zach Frazier was at center. I think he's going to carve his role out to be the center. Pickens, these two are together. Pickens and JPJ. I want to see Pickens versus that matchup versus one-on-one, and JPJ shut him down. I think that's unbelievable again. I think JPJ is going to get his number this year, have some fight back. And then I went with a bit of a offside one too with Peyton Wilson, because everyone talks about his injury and how it's like that thing with, the running back James Conner, how many times they asked him about the cancer thing. Like, there's a certain point, I think even James Conner said in an interview, he's like, I'm kind of done answering that question. Like, I appreciate it that I got through that. And it's a crazy story, but I'm kind of done with it, I think Wilson will be done with it too. Stop asking me about my fucking injury and ask me about something else. So I think that's going to happen with
I thought someone was going to pick him, but not as high as you picked him number 1 though. But you picked him number 1, and that's pretty high. I thought he was going to go in somebody's round, but you picked him way high.
Yeah, I'm just. The idea is I'm just keen to see how he like a bit like your field thing with Peyton Wilson, because a lot of people saying he can't play. I've just seen highlights and seen footage of certain things where he can hit really hard, and I think we need a middle linebacker that will step up into the season. And I think that he's going to get asked a lot of questions about this injury, the ACL, how he hasn't got one, and blah blah blah, and Heinz Ward, and this kind of stuff, and will that affect you? But he's been playing without it for like 3 or 4 years, so I just think that kind of is going to be interesting for me to watch. And if I was at camp, he'd be the guy I'm going, do you see that guy over there? Holy smokes, he just lit that guy up. That's what I'm looking for. Or his overall work ethic of like just being wearing the pads and hitting people. I think it's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, having that swagger in college is different than having it when you're at training camp in the NFL with grown ass men.
Yeah, so I think he's going to be a guy that I believe it's going to be Queen and Leonard Roberts to start, and then Wilson will come in later. Then Holcomb too will come in later too, I think, from the injury. Alrighty, but we're going to do a special way to close the show, and Shane doesn't know this, but he's going to do a bit of is it a monologue where you talk to the camera and just talk to the audience, and how should the audience feel about training camp coming up? And Shane, take it away. We can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Hang on, here we go. And Shane, how do you feel like the audience should feel about it? Should the audience go to training camp this year?
Well, it's that time of year, Mark, and I know down under it's getting cooler, but it's getting hot up here in Pittsburgh. And if you're a sweaty, black and gold nerd, and you want to get all salty with the Steelers, you should come up here for a little football in July. So that's how we're feeling. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling so good. I thought I was going to a bit of a wrestling promo near the end. That sounded a bit like Dusty Rhodes sound like that? That was awesome. Hey, you fellas are great. You're fantastic. It was so much fun. Thank you once again. The 10-minute show turned into a half-an-hour show, so maybe we'll be a half-an-hour show in the future. And then we'll try and do this again next with the top 5. Just something, and I always keep you guys on a bit of a what's the question going to be? Even I don't know sometimes until I ask the question.
That keeps us on our toes.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to do the same thing you're doing now, because if you got to keep us on our toes, I'm going to keep you guys on your toes. But we didn't do ours because my power was out, so we'll do ours next week. It happens.
Yeah. He's half Amish or Amish, whatever it is. But I'll give you guys a quick shout out on your podcast, and then we're going to go around the room and say thank you, and then we should be good. Where is it? You guys are from Steelers Dynasty Podcast. I back these guys 100%. They're fun. They're awesome. you guys are like old school Steelers football. Like you go to a bar, you meet Shane in a bar, have a beer, and you walk away going, "Who the fuck was that bloke? That was funny as." And same with you, Bubba. You're so knowledgeable. So
yeah,
Oh, well, thank
you
you,
have
man.
like at least 3 beers before you realize we don't have pants on.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna have a couple beers. I'll have a couple beers and eat somebody's wings right off their plate. That's how I do it.
Yeah.
That
You know?
doesn't have any pants on.
Yeah.
what the hell? What's going on here? We're having a great time. He's going to Oh man, if you didn't stay to the end of this episode, you are missing out. You are missing out 100%.
Oh,
my.
shit.
Oh. Hang on, we're getting a bit on in here, mate. Hey?
Oh my God, there it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
Alrighty, and Bubba, thank you, man, as well. You're awesome, Steeler dude.
Oh,
And you
thank
do everything
you.
wrestling,
Thank
and
you.
you're doing all over the shop. I've
I'm
never
everywhere,
seen a bloke
brother.
busier than you.
Well,
Oh,
well, you don't see as much as me as you do of Shane, but that's okay.
yeah. I kind of wish that Shane had no power tonight. That would have been easier.
Just, hey, you know what? I'm an hour away from Thong Thursday. And it's already Thong Thursday in Australia. So.
Oh my! Thank you so, Mark. Thank you so much.
All right.
I like
Okay,
coming
guys.
on here. Thank you.
We'll get out of it. Oh, dude, we're never stopping this. It's so funny. Top fives are great. We might do this for the rest of our lives. All right. We'll see you later. And once again, guys, thank you everyone from Steelers Nation Australia and also Steelers Dynasty Podcast. You guys are awesome. As always, here we go, Steelers.
Here we go!